Okay guys, so now we're gonna move to the next use case where we're gonna learn how to search for specific patterns in our text using calculated fields. And here we have 5 functions. We have start with, end with, contains, find, and FINDNTH. And as usual, first we have to understand the concept behind them, then we're gonna go and practice in Tableau. So let's go. Alright everyone, so the search functions in Tableau are going to be split into 2 groups. The first one is going to return whether the substring exists or not in our text. And here we have 3 functions. We have the start with, end with, and contains. The output of those 3 functions is going to be always either a true or false. So we have a boolean. For example, we have the function contains, we have our string, and we are searching for dashes. So here the output is going to be either a true or false. In this example, it's going to be true since we have it here twice. And then we have a second group of functions where it can return the position of the string. Here we have 2 functions, find and FINDNTH. The output gonna be the position number, so we're gonna get numbers out of those 2 functions. So for example, if we take the function find for the same string and we are searching for the dash, here we're gonna get the output of 6. So we are not getting true or false, we are getting the position of the substring. And here in this example can be the first one, it has the position number 6. So as you can see, both of them could be used to search for specific thing in our text, but they answer different questions. So the first group can answer the question whether the substring exists in my text, yes or no, true or false. But the second group can answer my question where I do find my substring. So here we're gonna get the position number of the search. So now let's go and focus on the first groups of functions. We're gonna focus on start with, end with, and contains. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the first one, start with. Let's say that we have the following text: monitor LG -4K. The syntax in Tableau going to be very simple. So it starts with the keyword start with, and it accepts 2 arguments. The first one going to be the string field. It is the text where we want to search inside it. The second one we're going to have the substring. Here we're going to specify what we are searching for. The output, as we learned, is going to be either true or false, so it is a boolean. So let's take an example. We have start with our text and we are searching for the word monitor. So let's see how this is going to work. It's really easy. So we start searching from the left and we move to the right. So the start position for the search is going to be the M character. So now Tableau gonna go and start matching the monitor here in our text starting from M. And as you can see here, the first part of our text is matching with the substring that we are searching for. So our text start with monitor, which is correct. So that's why Tableau gonna return it's true. Okay, so now let's take another one. Here we are asking, does our text start with the substring LG? Of course, if you are checking our word, if you start searching from the left to the right, our text does not start with LG, so Tableau will not find a match and it's gonna answer with a false. So that's it. It's simple, right? We are just asking a question. So we ask Tableau something and Tableau gonna answer with either yes or no. Okay, so now let's move to the next function. We have the ENDSWITH. It's exactly the opposite. All right, we're gonna work with the same example and the syntax in Tableau is very similar. So here it starts with the ENDSWITH. Here it accepts 2 arguments as well. The string field where we're gonna search inside it, and the substring here we're gonna specify what we are searching for. The output gonna be as well a true and false. So let's start with the first example. We are asking here, does our text ends with 4K? So here Tableau gonna start searching from the right side, moving to the left. So now here, does our text ends with 4K? So yes, the last 2 characters is 4K, that's why Tableau gonna answer with yes. So that's it, the output, the result gonna be true. Let's ask another question. Does our text ends with LG? Well, if you check the text over here, it does not end with LG. LG is in the middle, so the last 2 characters is not LG. That's why Tableau gonna answer with false, so the answer is no. So as you can see, it's really easy. We are just asking questions and Tableau is answering with either yes or no. Let's move to the next one. We have the contains. Okay, so now we are working with the same example and the syntax is very similar to the other 2. So here it starts with the contains and it accepts 2 things. The first one, we need to specify the text that we are searching inside it, and the next one we're going to specify what we are searching for. The output is going to be as well a boolean, true or false, yes or no. Okay, so now let's ask Tableau the following question. Does our text contain the word monitor? So what Tableau gonna do is that it's gonna search everywhere. So it will not search at the start or at the end, it's gonna search everywhere. And if the word gonna be found anywhere inside our text, Tableau gonna answer with yes, with true. So does our text contain the word monitor? As you can see, it's true. So Tableau gonna return yes. And now let's ask another question. Does our text contains the word LG? Well, if you are searching over here, you can find it in the middle. So that's why Tableau gonna answer as well with true. So yes, our text contains the word LG. Okay, so let's move on and ask the following question. Does our text contain the substring for G? So if you check the text over here, we have the for, we have the G, but they are not together. That's why Tableau gonna answer no. We don't have the word for G in our text. So now as you can see, the function contains does not have any restriction. It's gonna search everywhere. It's not like start with and end with. So the substring should not be at the start and at the end. If the substring exists anywhere, then yes, is true. If not, then is false. So that's it. This is about the 3 functions. Let's go now in Tableau and start practicing. Alright guys, so now you might ask me, what are the use cases for those 3 functions? Well, I use them in 2 scenarios. The first use case when I'm exploring a new data. The second use case is when I'm offering new filters to the users. Okay, so now let's start with the first one, exploring the data. This is especially useful if you are new to a project or if you have a new data source. So the first step is usually to explore the data and learn the content of the data source. So if you are in this situation, you might have a lot of questions about the data. So you have those 3 functions, those 3 tools in order to explore the new data that you have. Okay, then let's go and explore the products inside our big data source. We have there a lot of products and I would like to understand the content of my data source. So let's take the product name to the rows, and as you can see, Tableau saying, okay, there is like a lot of members. I recommend to have only 1000, but I would like to see everything. So I'm gonna say add all members to the view. And now as you can see, we have a lot of products inside our data source and I would like to understand the scope of my projects. So what are the content of those products? I would like to know whether we have Apple products inside our data source. So we're gonna go and create a new calculated field to answer that. So we're gonna say products starts with Apple. So that's it. We're gonna use the function starts with. So starts with, it need 2 arguments. The first one gonna be the text where we're gonna search inside it. It is our product name. So we are searching inside the product name. So now what we are searching for is the word Apple. So I'm gonna write it like this. And everything is fine. You can see the calculation is valid. Let's click OK. And as you can see on the left side, we have a dimension with the data type Boolean because we have yes or no, true and false. So let's take it to the rows and check the results. You can see over here we have a lot of falses. And I'm gonna go and sort it in order to see the true. So we can see over here we have 4 products where the product name starts with Apple. The others does not start with Apple. So as you can see, now we have a little bit more insights about our data. Let's go and ask the follow-up question. Does the product name contains anywhere the word Apple? So not only at the start or at the end, anywhere. In order to ask the question, we're gonna go and create another calculated field. We're gonna call it products contains Apple, and we're going to use the function contains. It needs 2 arguments. The string that we are searching inside it's going to be our product name. So what we are searching for is Apple. So that's it, and the calculation is valid. Let's hit OK. Again, here we have a dimension called products with the data type true and false, so Boolean. Let's drag and drop it here, but first I'm gonna go and make it a little bit bigger to see the header of the field. So as you can see, the first one is contains, the second one is start with. So let's sort it by contains, and as you can see, we have around 7 products where the product name contains the word Apple. So now let's check the result. As you can see, the first one, we have it over here, the word Apple. The second one is over here, and the third as well over here. And the rest, those 4 products, they start all with the word Apple. So as you can see, with the contains functions, we're gonna get more results than the starts with. Alright, so as you can see, we are learning more about the products inside our data source. We have 7 products from the company Apple. Let's have the following question. Does the product's names ends with the word Apple? So in order to do that, we can create, and again, a new calculated field. Let's call it products ends with Apple. So we're going to use this time the function ends with, and again here we have the product name and we are searching for the product. So does the product ends with the word Apple? The calculation is valid. Again, we have here a boolean. Let's drag and drop it in the view to check the results. And now let's go and check the results. I'm just gonna make it a little bit wider to see. Okay, this is the ends with. Let's go and sort it. So as I'm sorting, we don't have any true. All the values are false, and that means we don't have any products where it ends with the word Apple. So with that, we understand that the word Apple exists only at the start of the product name or in the middle. So as you can see, those three functions are really great to understand our data. So now let's go and ask the follow-up question. Does the product name contains the word Samsung anywhere? So here we are searching for the product from the company Samsung. In order to do that, I think you already know it. We're going to go and create a new calculated field. We're going to call it products contains Samsung. We're going to use the function contains, and we're going to search inside the field name product name. This time we are searching for the word Samsung. So as you can see, the calculation is valid. Let's go and hit OK. So let's bring it to the view. So now I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger to see what we are talking about. So here it's about the Samsung. Let's go and sort the results. Wow, we can see that we have a lot of products from the company Samsung. So we have more products from Samsung than Apple in our data source. Let's check the result again. So here we have it over here, Samsung over here. Then we have a lot of products where it starts with the word Samsung, again here in the middle, but it never ends up with the Samsung words. Okay guys, so there is one more function that I usually use inside the calculations if I'm searching or exploring the data, and that is the case functions, the upper and the lower case that we learned before. And that is because Tableau is case sensitive in the search, so we have to pay attention how we are writing the search term. So in order to now overcome this problem, we're going to use the case functions. Let me show you an example. So now we're going to ask the question, does the product name contains anywhere the word black? Let's go and create a new calculated field as usual. We're going to call it products black, and this time we're going to use as well the contains, so the string, the product name, and we are searching for the word black. So that's it. Let's hit OK, and we have it as a new dimension. Let's check the result as usual. I'm just going to make it a little bit wider to see the results. So now we have a lot of falses, and we have as well a lot of true. So there is like a lot of products that has the word black. So as you can see over here, we have here black. We have over here as well the word black at the end, and so on. So there's like a lot of products with the word black. So the case here is the capitalized of only the character B. Let's go and change the case in the search term. So we're going to go and edit the calculations. So now instead of the first character capitalized, you're going to have it as small. So everything in the lower case. Let's go and hit apply. So now as you can see in the results, we have only one product with the word black as lowercase. So Tableau is very sensitive with the cases inside the search term. And if we switch everything, for example, to uppercase, black, let's search. So as you can see, all the products that we have is now false. We don't have any products that contains the word black in uppercase. So Tableau is very sensitive about the cases inside your search term. So now to fix this, instead of going and changing each time the case of the search term, so lowercase, uppercase, capitalized, and so on, we go to the product name and we force it to be uppercase or lowercase using the lower or upper. So we're gonna go over here and add, for example, the lower. You can use upper if you want. We're gonna have the same results. So with that, we are first forcing the product name to be lower, and then we're gonna search for the word black. So with that, I'm covering all the scenarios inside my data source. So let's go and hit OK. So with this, I will get all the products that contains the word black. Doesn't care whether it is lowercase or uppercase, we're gonna get everything. So with that, I'm sure that the string is containing the word black and we are not missing anything. So that's why I include the upper and lowercase inside the calculations before I start searching. So that's it for the first use case. This is how I usually use those three functions in order to explore and learn the content of my new data source. Let's go now to the second use case where we're gonna use those three functions in order to offer new filters to the users. So for example, let's create a filter for the companies inside the product's name. So let's go and create a new calculated field. We're gonna call it companies. And this time gonna be a little bit more complicated than before, but we're gonna do it step by step. So we are searching first for the company Apple. So we're gonna have contains, product name, and the search term gonna be Apple lowercase, but we have as well to lowercase the product name, right? So lower, and we're gonna have it like this. So this is the first one. I'm just gonna copy it and paste. For the next company, we're gonna have Samsung, and then we're gonna have Microsoft. Microsoft. So we are searching for those 3 companies, and that's it. So now we're gonna have those 3 companies. But as you know, the output of the contains is always like true and false. But I would like to have a value in my filter called Samsung, Apple, and Microsoft. In order to do that, we're gonna use the logical operations if-else statements. Don't worry about it, we're gonna have a dedicated tutorial for that later, but we have to use it now. So now just follow me, we're gonna use it to evaluate those conditions. So it starts with if for the first one. So if contains the product name Apple, what can happen? So then I would like to see the value Apple. And then if it's not true, then go to the next one, else if. Then we're gonna evaluate this condition. If it's true, then it's gonna be Samsung. Then if it's false, of course, we're gonna use another else if. We're gonna evaluate this one, and then the output, if it's true, gonna be Microsoft. So that's it. If doesn't fulfill any of those conditions, we're gonna have the else, let's say unknown. So that's it, we're gonna end it. Don't worry again about those logics, we're gonna talk about it later. So with that, I'm gonna get values. I'm gonna get those 3 values instead of true and false, and we are evaluating those conditions. Let's go and hit OK. So as you can see now, we have new dimensions. The data type is not Boolean, not true and false, and that's because the output of the calculation now gonna be string values. Let's go and show it as a filter. And now we're gonna have those values, as you can see, Apple, Microsoft, Samsung, and unknown. I'm gonna add it as well to the view to see the results. So let's go and grab it over here. So now the users can go and start filtering the data based on the companies. So let's remove everything and start with Apple. So with that, we're gonna get all the products with the word Apple inside it. Or we have Microsoft, so now we can see those products are from Microsoft. The same goes for Samsung. So with that, we are filtering based on the companies, and we use the product name as basics for that. And the unknown, I think, gonna be a lot of values unknown. You can go like step by step, adding more companies to our filters, but now I just show you an example for that. So this is exactly the power of the calculated fields in Tableau. We introduced new informations based on the functions. So this is all for this use case, how to create filters based on those 3 functions. Alright, so now we're going to focus on the second group of search functions in Tableau. We have the 2 functions, find and FINDNTH. Here we are answering the question, where do I find my search term? So we are searching for the position number of a search term. So this time we are not getting true and false, we are getting the position number. So let's understand why do we need this. Alright, so now let's quickly understand the differences between find and FINDNTH. Well, in find we are returning the position number of the first occurrence. In the FINDNTH we are returning the position number of specific occurrence. So for example, let's say that we want to search for the position number of the dash inside this string. So here the result is going to be 6 because the first occurrence is going to be at this position. But in the other hand, we can use the function FINDNTH for the same text and for the same search. So we are searching for the dash, but we are asking now the position of the second occurrence. So the first occurrence is going to be ignored. We're going to get the position of the second occurrence, and that's going to be 10. So this is the main differences between those 2 functions. In find, we are searching for the first occurrence always, but in FINDNTH, we can specify which occurrence we are searching for. So let's go more in details about the function find. Alright, so now we're going to have this example, and as you know that each character in the string has a position. So C has the position number 1, and the character 5 has the position number 14. The syntax for find in Tableau is as well very simple. So it starts with the keyword find, and here we have 3 arguments. The last one is optional. So string is the text where we're going to search inside it. The substring is what we are searching for, and here the start position of the search. So as I said, it is optional. The output going to be a number. So for example, let's say that we want to know the position of the dash inside this text. So how this works, it's really easy. It starts from the left side always, and since we didn't specify anything for the starting position, it's going to start from the first character. So Tableau going to start searching. Okay, in the first character we don't find it, so the dash we can find it at the position number 6. So the output going to be at the position number 6. Alright, so now let's take another example where we can specify the start position for the search for Tableau. So we're going to have the same thing again, but we're going to say this time start from the position number 7. Okay, so what's going to happen? We're going to start searching from here, and Tableau going to start from left to right. So we're going to find it over here. at the position number 10. So the result going to be at the output 10 instead of 6 because we start searching from this position. Alright, so that's all for the function find. Let's move to the next one. We have the FINDNTH. We're going to work with the same example. The syntax going to be a little bit different. So it starts with the keyword FINDNTH, the string value where we're going to search inside it. We're going to specify what we are searching for, but this time we're going to specify the occurrence. So here we have to tell Tableau which occurrence we are interested in. Let's take an example. We have the following question. Find the position number of the dash inside the string, but we are interested in the second occurrence. So how this is going to work? We're going to start searching from left to right as usual. Here we cannot specify the start position of the search. So we don't have this option over here. It's going to always start from the first one. So as we are searching from the left to the right, we have the first occurrence of this character. So we have it at the position number 6. So here the output will not be the position number 6 because we told Tableau we are interested in the second occurrence, not the first one. So Tableau gonna go and keep searching for the dash in the string. So we're gonna find it at the position number 10. So here is the second occurrence of the dash inside our text. So this is exactly what you are looking for. The output gonna be the position number 10. So that's it. This is how this function works. We're gonna search for specific occurrence. In the function find, we're gonna get always the first occurrence, but there we can specify where to start search. So now let's go in Tableau and start practicing. Alright, so now we're going to have the following example. We're going to start with a small data source. Let's go to the customers and I would like to get their first name and as well the phones. So now the task is to extract the country code from the phone and to put it in extra field. So we are interested in those informations, the plus 33, plus 1, plus 49 and so on. So as we learned before, we can use the function left in order to extract the informations from the left side in the text. So let's go and create that. So we're going to go and create a new calculated field. Let's call it phone country code. And we're going to use the function left. We have to specify the string, so it's going to be the phone. And now the next one, we have to specify the number of characters that we want to extract. And here exactly where the problem comes. So sometimes it's going to be like 3 characters and sometimes it's going to be 2 characters. So let's go for example with the 3 and let's hit OK. We have it over here, new dimension. Let's just bring it to the view. And here we can find exactly the issue, right? So the first one is fine. The third one as well fine. But for those countries, it's not working. We have the dash inside it, which is not really correct. And now in order to fix this, we're going to use the magic of the function find. So if you check over here, we want always the numbers before the dashes, right? So we can search for the position number of the dash, and then we can include it in the left function. So let me show you what I mean. We're going to go and create a new calculated field. We're going to call it phone find dash. So now we're going to go and find the position number of the dash. So as we learned, it starts with find. We have to specify where we're going to search. So we are searching in phones, what we are searching for, right? We're going to have the dash here and that's it. We are not interested in the start position. So we're going to start from the first character. So that's it. As you can see, the calculation is valid. Let's hit OK. And since the output is going to be a number, we're going to get it as a continuous measure. So let's drag and drop it over here and see the results. So the position number of dash inside the first phone is 4, the second one 3, then 4, 4, 3, everything is fine. So now the next step, what we're going to do, we're going to bring those 2 calculations, the left and find, in one calculation. So I'm going to go and copy the syntax from the phones, find dash, let's just copy it from here and go back to the first calculation about the country code. So let's go over here, edit it. And now instead of having this 3 as a static, we're going to have it as a variable using the find function. So let's just add it over here. So now how Tableau going to execute this calculation? It's going to start with the first function, find. So it's going to first find the position number of the dash inside the phones. And then afterwards, we're going to go to the function left outside. We're going to now cut everything after this position number. Alright, so now let's go and check the results at the string. As you can see, we are almost there. So we have the plus 49 dash, plus 1 dash, plus 33 dash. So the dashes are everywhere, and that's because we are cutting everything after the dash position. So that means we are always one step more than needed. So in order to fix it, it's really easy. We're going to go back to our calculation. Yeah, we are getting here the position number, which is correct, but we want to get one step back. So in order to do it, we're gonna do -1 to go one step back. Let's hit OK. Alright, so with this we get exactly what we want, right? So +33 +1 +49, and with this we're gonna get more dynamic in the function left if we are using the find function. So with that, we can see how we can bring those functions together in one calculations in order to achieve such great goals. Alright, so now let's try out the second function that we have, the FINDNTH. So now let's say that we want to get the position number of the dash, but in the second occurrence. So let's go and create a new calculated field. We're gonna start with the keyword FINDNTH. It needs 3 arguments. The first one gonna be the text where we're gonna search inside. It's gonna be the phone. And then we are searching for the dash. And then the third one, we're going to specify which occurrence we are interested in. So we are interested in the second one. So that's it. The calculation is valid. Let's click OK. So since the output is number, we're going to get a new continuous measure. Let's bring it to the view over here. So now let's check the results. For the first phone, the second occurrence of the dash gonna be at the position number 8, which is correct. And as you can see, the find is number 4 because the first occurrence at the position number 4. For the second one, it's gonna be the number 7, which is as well correct. So now let's go and start changing those occurrences. Let's go and edit it again. I would like to get now the third occurrence. So as you can see, we have a third dash over here. So let's change it to 3 and just apply. You can see now we are getting the position number 12 for the last dash in the phone number. So with that, we are getting the third occurrence of the dash inside our text. But now if we go and switch it to 1, what can happen? We're gonna get exactly the same result as find, because find gonna always bring the first occurrence. So here we are saying I'm interested in the first occurrence. Alright guys, so that's it for those two functions, find and FINDNTH. They are really useful to get the position number of specific substring, and I usually use them in another calculation, so they are like supporting another function. Alright, so with that we have learned how to search for specific patterns in our text in Tableau using Tableau calculations. Next, we're gonna start talking about another group on how to combine and split the data in Tableau. And if you like my content and you want to support the channel, then I really appreciate it if you support, like and comment. This is really gonna help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.